Man, I wasn't even going to say anything. But what I just discovered is that Chrissy Lampkin did Jim foul land, not just any foul. I'm talking about a betrayal of the highest magnitude. $7 million was gone, not lost or misplaced, just taken from him by the woman he was going to call his wife. The worst part is that Jim only just pieced it all together, and now he's crazy and out, flipping chairs, punching walls, and pacing like a storm about to break. She took everything, and Chrissy left behind a single dry-ass text. The most outrageous part is that she didn't do this alone. Someone from Jim's inner circle assisted her in planning it. Blood isn't thicker than paper when money is involved. And when you hear where that money went, you're going to throw your phone across the room. No cap. Forget cheating. Imagine waking up and discovering that your entire life was a trap and that this rabbit hole goes deeper. There's no explanation, no tears, just a damn emoji, bro. Imagine Jim pacing his apartment at 2 a.m, red-eyed, sweating and clenching and unclenching his fists. The only light in the room is the TV, which is hilariously repeating old Love and Hip Hop episodes like some terrible joke. When Chrissy leaves without a sound, sign, or farewell, Jim goes to the safe. This is the turning point because when he opens it, there is nothing inside, not just no money. I mean that every contract has been deleted, his USB devices have been destroyed, and his cash is gone. Everything in the stockpile was wiped off with the exception of one gold bracelet that Chrissy left in the center, which looked like a stamp or her signature, as if she were saying, "Yeah, I did it." Jim collapses to his knees, gasping for air. The kind of gasp you take just before you lose it. He phones her and sends voicemails and texts that never get opened, making you wonder what was on those missing USBs. His tour earnings, a full cryptocurrency wallet, and the sole duplicate of a transaction he was negotiating to start a TV show under his name, which is a digital punch to the gut worth $2.5 million. Who had access to it? You already know. But wait till it gets worse. 2 hours go by. Jim's phone rings and he receives a message saying, "Check your email. Don't call me." He opens his inbox. And then there's a video attachment with shaky footage that seems like it was captured by a timestamp 3 days ago. You witnessed Chrissy, wearing a black hoodie, sneaking into a Miami hotel suite with another person. Zoom in, it's so strange. You won't believe it. On his first day, Jim's realist brother, a dipset, initially believes his eyes are deceiving him. But then another camera viewpoint captures him walking away. 4 hours later, as Chrissy is laughing and holding a thick folder with Zicky and a full backpack, Jim's phone falls out of his hand and hits the floor. In an instant, the trust is broken like glass. It's not about money anymore. It's betrayal. It's about family. It's the woman he trusted picking a bag over the boss and the man who gave her his entire heart. Things can only get worse from here. The names are as apparent as day in this screenshot of a legal document, even if the confidential seal is slightly veiled. Jim Jones, Chrissy Lampkin, and an unexpected third name? Who the hell is Angela Reyes? Instead of waiting, social media investigators went full CSI and discovered that Angela was Chrissy's ride or die in 2012, following her disappearance. There was no drama, no goodbye posts, and she was just removed from Chrissy's life as if Jim stepped out of bounds, according to rumors back then. But the whole truth was never known until now because of Tweet 4, the bomb that broke the internet open. It's a distorted but genuine voice note, and Chrissy's voice breaks through crying. "He believes I'm cold, but he forgot what he did to me to Angela. I didn't forget. I just waited for my time, and that's when it all clicked." Millions were the victims of this cold and gradual retaliation. While fans are still processing the Angela backstory, another clip leaks. This one from the studio security footage's viral Instagram Live. It shows Chrissy walking in alone and leaving with a laptop, not just any laptop, but she didn't steal to hurt his pockets. Instead, she hit where it would bruise his soul and make him feel abandoned and helpless, just like she once did. The internet is going crazy, team. Jim's main vault, that computer, had his unreleased tunes, contract folders, and everything else gone. Here's the shocking part. Access was allowed. The studio log reveals that the door was unlocked by a keycard registered to Frey Kaseki once more. Officially, Chrissy versus Dr. Team Jim is a war, and the comment sections become battlefields. You guys are furious because she finally defended herself after years of planning. Jim broke her first. I warned my boy years ago not to let a woman handle your bread, but he was in love, and love makes fools. Now, Mama Jones's mother appears on Instagram Live, hair wrapped in a robe, Bible open on the table, and delivers the decade's greatest sermon. She just flipped the game, freaky zicky. And that's Dipset, treason, and boss. The person who did it sat in my house, grinned in face. Andis lied without feeling guilty. And now she looks broken and mortified as her voice breaks as she looks into the camera. She points at the TV while blinking, saying, "Chrissy, ya watching. Bring back what doesn't belong to you because God doesn't play about stolen blessings." The media has gone crazy and gossip websites are now flooding the feeds. MS Me's makes a false headline. According to an insider, the FBI might intervene if nonprofit funds were misappropriated. She has already completed this federal sentence. And if they link it to a prison foundation, forget reality TV has just become a crib doc. Yallarine T, ready for where Chrissy really weird that 7 hours. It's not who y'all think. And when it drops, it's going to get real ugly. Reads a certified ghostwriter in the music industry who has a reputation for leaking receipts. Just pure suspense, no name, no evidence. Followed by radiosilence.ce. Chrissy deletes all accounts and leaves the gym's social media silent for 3 days in a row. The quiet becomes deafening. Then, just when the excitement settles down for a moment, Chrissy emerges with a single post-no apology. No statement that shows a picture of her hand with red nails holding a pen and a stack of bank documents. In plain sight. The drama lovers are glued to their feeds, refreshing them in anticipation. And everyone knows that this isn't an Ovi caption yoon. Another grenade dropped millions of likes in an hour without names or denials. Just a warning. And then the true shock arrived. Don't blame the wolf when you taught the snakes how this boom. One tweet said, "You guys think Chrissy just snapped?" This has been building since 2012. Another tweet showed a hazy photograph of Aletta Cumin Tech with 3 names visible: Jim, Jones. The strange thread dropped an anonymous person with no followers and just one post after another. Like a Netflix documentary in text form. People begin to inquire, who the hell is Angela? In reference to Chrissy Lampkin and Angela Reyes. Then it dawns on old school fans that Angela is remembered. Was once Chrissy's best friend, but she disappeared without posting or saying goodbye. Now that her voice is purportedly from a voicemail that was leaked, it's not just about stealing money. It's also about getting revenge because he never expressed regret for what he did to her. It wasn't about the millions. It was about destroying Jim where it hurt him the most, his pride, his power, his image, and just when it couldn't get any more toxic. Leaks of security footage, Chrissy enters Jim's secret studio and leaves 40 minutes later holding his laptop. The same one that has unreleased music contracts. Using Freaky Zicky's keycard, the door to the crypto wallets was opened. Yes, this is Jim's own pet brother. At this point, it's an open conflict, with the streets picking sides. Cancel Chrissy trends when Chrissy started to trend more. Mama Jones went live glam-free, and that woman made me smile. Face ate at my table and lied to my son, saying that she would be an enemy if she touched the foundation money and blood. She closes the live stream with a terrifying line. Chrissy, may God deal with you because I'm done being nice. Everyone is stunned when a blogger releases this teaser, saying, I know where the money went, I know who Chrissy paid off, and it's going to ruin someone big. Fans stop breathing, the timeline freezes, and Chrissy abruptly stops posting. Within minutes of Chrissy disappearing from social media, hashtags began to fly like shrapnel, and the internet didn't just react, it exploded. Jim was silent, but that silence was screaming. Chrissy had conned Jim out of his money. In the Jim J. Dipsit Tipsit drama she performed, 2 Twitter spaces were crowded, clubhouse rooms were reopened, and everyone was picking sides like it was a battle, all in an attempt to push Chrissy's name through the digital muck. One viral tweet said that Chrissy wasn't just stealing from Jim, she took from everyone. Then came the celebrity shade Camilla, who tweeted a popcorn emoji, telling everyone that years ago, Remy Ma liked a post that said, "This is why you never put your woman on the paperwork." For those of us who believed in love, we reposted her proposal like clowns. Another example is when the female Frank Ocean vanished after dropping heat, but in this instance, the heat was a heist. Additionally, Fat Joe uploaded a mysterious video in which he said, "You guys keep setting relationship objectives for these folks, and I'm trying to." Cardi B plunged into writing money and doing crazy things. But when it's your own man, that's defy tell you, this Hollywood love isn't meant to endure. In the meantime, the blogs went into full-on beast mode. According to exclusive insider information released by the Shroom Boom Hollywood Unlocked and Gossip of the City, Chrissy had been organizing the vacation for months. The purchases made in Dubai were a part of a financial exit strategy, and she had no intention of marrying Jim. She just wanted to take advantage of him and disappear. Then came the phony audio leak. When a voice message purportedly from Chrissy to her cousin appeared, it said, "Let them talk. I don't owe the world anything. I did what I had to do. Fans, you had to steal 7 mailers." She was moving like a ghost from power, and this woman redefined betrayal. Meanwhile, Jim's silence only served to fuel the flames. Every time he posted a Drake lyric or a black screen, fans went crazy. Jim's villain arc is now set to release a disc album titled Stolen Hearts and Wire Transfers, and even streaming platforms jumped on Spotify. Ballin was added to their Betrayed Vibes playlist. Talkers created sketches in which Chrissy sneaked into the studio, posted fictitious wedding invitations with the word "canceled" stamped on Chrissy's face. And the most outrageous part of change, thousands of supporters signed the organization's petition, "Make Chrissy pay it back," not because they were hoping for justice, but rather because they felt defrauded. It wasn't just Jim Zell when the dust began to settle and fans believed they had seen the worst. The story of Chrissy's treachery continued to grow despite the public's anguish and her silence for every minute. Late at night, a last twist struck. Like a bullet, an anonymous Dropbox link began making the rounds on Reddit, Twitter, and Discord within a folder called Proof She Wasn't Alone, which contained screenshots, audio recordings, money transfers, and the real bomb, a full-fledged NDA contract signed by Chrissy Lampkin and an unexpected visitor, yes, Cameron. When the contract reveals that he received $450,000 wired from a hidden Elsta, same one connected to Chrissy's offshore account, and internet goes crazy. Wait, Cameron was in on it. This whole thing was an inside job. When the Daipo tipped to Kanish, people start connecting the dots. Mr. Killer Ham dips its own general. The man who built with Jim, performed with him, and bled Harlem with him, showing Jim months ago without any recognition, appearances, or collaborations, and suddenly everything makes sense. In addition to shattering Jim's heart, Chrissy also appended his entire social circle by turning on the one man Jim never anticipated. But this is where the rabbit hole goes really deep. One of the voice notes that was leaked shows Chrissy speaking to someone on speaker. "He refused to give me what I had earned, so I took it, and Cam vowed to keep Jim occupied." But what precisely was distracted from? Then came the final drop, the largest one yet. Fans flatlined. No, don't tell me. As if they were all in on it the entire time. This wasn't payback. It was a long-term scam, and Jim was just the piece getting moved across the board. The low-resolution photo was clearly taken without them noticing. Chrissy Cameron and a third figure at a rooftop bar in Dubai. The third figure, Angela Reyes, was sitting next to Chrissy, looking relaxed and smiling, as if they were catching up over cocktails. The internet explodes. Jim finally one image and no words or emojis. Jim is back in the studio with bloodshot eyes, holding that missing laptop and zooming in on the corner of the table. A yellow sticky note with 4 words written in thick red ink. You missed one file, and the screen went black. There was no caption, no sound, no follow-up, just silence. The internet is wide awake right now, and the fans are glued to the screen because this story is far from over. Treachery, we must now ask whether this was always part of the plan, whether Chrissy outsmarted the entire team from the beginning, or whether she was simply picking up the pieces that Jim left broken 10 years ago. You heard the leaks. You watched. The internet meltdown, and over $7 million just vanished like it was never even real. Jim's heart was in pieces. His circle was in ruins. His trust was non-existent. And Chrissy didn't leave alone. She ghosted the game with backup camera and Angela, a squad of silence and shadows. Let's face it, some of you have already started saying things like, well, Jim had his dirt too. However, if you think this chapter was crazy, wait until we release the file. The real question is, who is the villain here? Tell me in the comments, without any sugarcoating or filters. Word on the street doesn't just burn, so Chrissy neglected to remove the one Jim teased. Chrissy, press that as if your jaw dropped to the ground at least once. It flips the entire script. This story is just getting started, so hit the subscribe button. Also, keep in mind that the next episode might be the one they don't want you to see, so be sure to watch part 2, where the truth is revealed. Don't merely irritate the scars.